Okay, well here we are up the top of the hill, Fort Churchill. Cooler here, actually grass planted there, get out of the heat. There's a very small cemetery over here. I heard a couple stories about it, but nothing real positive as far as hauntings go. Cannon's here, museum straight ahead, and definitely gets hot out here for sure. But and right ahead is the museum. As I said, this is where they had those. We're just going to go in here in just a minute, and I'll show you where it is that my friend got this picture with this mist in it. So, as Rachel gets back here, taking advantage of the fact they have restrooms here. So, I say, straight ahead is the cemetery and back the hills, and this is really the only green part of Fort Churchill I think there is. It's so barren, but an interesting place. And we were just looking at a photo of the old Fort Churchill when all the buildings were still standing and they had the tents out and things, and there's just so much of the buildings which are no longer standing, the structures that are gone. So it tends to happen in places like this. But here's a little aerial view of Fort Churchill. I'll get there so you can see a little pan over here just a little bit. By an old cannon here. But there's how Fort Churchill looks. Just all the structures that were remaining, not that many. There's probably only 12 to 15 structures still standing. Not much left of them. Anyway, I'm going to go inside here. Let's go check out the museum. Let's go look inside the museum here. Under guard. I said the jail here, huh? This is called the Charles McDermott Visitor Center. Not a huge museum, and some of the baskets there. Coach here. And here is a picture, and I'll get a good picture of this. You can see how Fort Churchill looked before all this happened, interpretation, but if you look at the picture, you'll see that quite a few tents were up, the buildings surrounded here. Nothing like it is now, of course, but here it talks about, this says, I'm thinking about a Paiute chief, Umaga, says a war leader of the Pyramid Lake Paiutes spoke against war with the immigrants, but when war became inevitable, he led the United Forces successfully against the opposing forces, which I think means the people here. So probably weren't a lot of survivors. And these were some of the prominent people. There's Pony Bob Haslam, Colonel Frederick B. And we're just talking about a governor. He said about his only territorial governor, James W. Nye. Brigadier General Sylvester Churchill, whom after the fort was named, served as Inspector General of the United States Army. And some guy here, I don't know who this is, but this guy up here on the left, but they have his picture there. But I guess he was famous in his own right. I don't know what his story is. But do you know anything about this guy, Rachel? The guy on the left there?
Abraham Lincoln.
Oh, is that who it is? Oh, okay. Yeah. And here in the headquarters, this is where the apparition was taken around the soldier. There's one standing, I believe it was that one that was standing up, and right around his hat was a mist. So, I don't know if those are original uniforms or not, or the repros, but it was enough with trigger objects to cause some spirit activity. So they're around and checking it out. It's familiar to them. The furnishings are probably original. And there's the traveler, the Captain Stewart's traveling chest, and some saddles and things. So there's enough original stuff in here to start activity going. But it's definitely here. Say, if you like historic places, this is a place to visit. So, I have to wonder what role this whole area played in the Civil War. This is definitely the right time. It was built in the 1860s, so that was the time. And here's, of course, is a model. I didn't even see that. I was standing looking at the other picture. I didn't even see this model here of Fort Churchill. But tents in the buildings, looks they have, let's see, 2, 5, 7, 9, 11, 14, 20 buildings, 22 buildings. So compared to the 12 or so that are still standing. And we have 2 swords as on loan from the Nevada State Museum. Yeah, it's a historic place, and one of these days we will come out here and do a night investigation. I'm sure the things that happen, and in fact Rachel just said a minute ago that she actually heard some residual cannon fire as we were walking out this way in the same area that Andrew and I heard it. I did not hear it, but it was, I'm sure, there. But definitely active here. And, well, as I said, it's always interesting to come out here. And right ahead, in fact, we can, let's walk over here to where the cemetery is. There's a small cemetery. Again, I'm quite sure who's buried there, but let's get that on film. The cannons. There's your curve basis here. Such a relief to have trees. It's so warm here. God. They've done a pretty good job of keeping this area untouched. What's that?
They can't be what's working on it.
Oh. Okay. Yes, it is. I did actually notice that. I say you give it another hour or so, in this hour and a half, and this place will be unbearable. Not a very big cemetery.
I wonder what they did with all the people that died, because you know there had to be a lot more.
Well, they probably just buried them right on the property.
Them.
Yeah, or burned them, that could be. There's not too many marked graves here. Well, it said the cemetery was utilized by the Samuel Buckland family when the post was officially abandoned in 1869. Samuel Buckland bought all the salvageable materials from post for $750. That's when that was actually money. I'll tell you, really, there's some headstones in that gated area right there. In fact, we can probably go around and get a closer look at that. See who those actually are. Looks like this is where the Buckland family is. There's Samuel S.S. Buckland. Let's see. Okay, this is Elizabeth Ann, wife of S.S. Buckland. She's 43 years old when she passed. And Samuel Buckland, 58. That actually was quite a long time to live back then. And an infant, no dates. Elijah, an infant. Charles Adalbert, 8 years old. Like I say, very, very short lives back then. So many things can kill someone. 2 years old here. And one over here, 1 year. So people had a rough time having children that actually survived. Of course, we've got one big obelisk back here that I can't quite see. It says Burrier. I can't read the first. No, Daniel. Daniel Burrier said he was 35 years old. So, and here, I want to point out also, since we're here, right below me, this is a travesty. You can see this marker here, the copper plate, and whatever's attached to it in front has been taken off. We saw that down below too. And this is, again, these low form of plankton that do this to sites like this, cemeteries and sacred sites, have absolutely no respect for anything, including themselves. And I curse the ground they walk on, believe me. I say when they do something like this, you've got to have the utmost respect for historical sites and leave them as they are for other people to enjoy and appreciate. And I think that's our big message today, because I can really get on my soapbox about this, but any of these places, as I said, they're, pieces of history all over the world. I mean, we've got to treat them for what they are, which is precious memories and sites and things. And, we got to speak out as far as preserving these things. So if I have any message for anyone today, that's it. As I said, we need to protect these things. And, I would like to see my descendants, if I had any, but my descendants to be able to enjoy and appreciate this too, but generations to come to see there, because there's too much history here in this state and all over the world too. So, anyway, that being said, this is William and Rachel here and Legend Trackers, and it's very hot, but we've had a good time, we've enjoyed it, and we'll be signing off. And Rachel, you can say goodbye.
Bye.
Okay, everyone have a good one, and blessed be.